What's up? What's up? What's up? If anybody can hear me, press one in the comments. I want to make sure this mic is working good from where we sitting. Give you a heads up. We got a baby over here. So,
He decided he didn't want to go to sleep tonight.
what's up, Eli? Mr. Marcus is in the building. What's going on with you, brother? How's the nephew doing? I know he's getting big. All right, I was just sitting here waiting to see if a couple more people gonna show up. That's good, man. That's good to hear. Got them legacies. You got another one coming on the way. Without further ado, we gonna go ahead and get started. Uh, Looks like they coming on. So my wife brought some to my attention not too long ago. Uh, it's about a post with this female has sent a text to her baby's father,
hmm
or he asked for the pic,
He
right?
asked for a pic.
Okay, you
And
go
this
ahead.
is the
You
pic
tell
she
me about it.
chose
I'm gonna
to.
pull it up.
This is
Right.
the pic she chose to send.
No, I'm screen share.
Okay.
I'm screen share. Hold on. Let me, all right, here we go. Let's share this. There we go.
Hi, Brother Vaughn.
What's up, family? What's going on? All right, let me see if I can. So somebody had posted this. So let's argue, ladies, your thoughts. So you want to explain this?
So her son's father, I believe, asked for a picture, and she decided to send a picture of the baby breastfeeding. And he asked her, moving forward, please don't send a picture like that. My lady feels that it's a nude pic. I can see the point. I don't want her to feel disrespected thinking I'm getting nude pictures. Thank you for understanding. And her reply was, well, you wanted a picture and I wasn't going to risk waking him up. Somebody's getting, let's see. I wasn't going to risk waking him up. Basically, she felt like that was the most appropriate picture. And she said that if he felt it was offensive or his lady friend, then there's something wrong with the two of them. So, my reply was basically, babies are for husbands. Because if that was your husband and he asked you for a pic, first of all, if my husband asked me to send a pic of our baby, I'm pretty much not going to send one of me breastfeeding unless that's just something he wants for his memories to say for himself. But just in general, I don't think a wife would just randomly send a breastfeeding pic. Two, if I'm his wife, then I don't have to worry about a lady friend being upset thinking I sent a new picture of our baby. So, this is why I said that husbands deserve babies. You know, um, we often put ourselves in situations and create what we call is this woman being messy. Yes, it's messy. And she created herself a messy situation because she chose to have a baby with somebody that wasn't her husband. Now, someone told me, how do I know they weren't married? and all of this, and they're just divorced. Well, perhaps, perhaps. But the baby is pretty small to me. So just looking from my point of view, the baby is small. And if she was a wife, I honestly don't believe that she would have a certain level of respect to even send a new picture to her ex-husband of the baby. So, okay, breastfeeding is not a new pic, but it's not an appropriate pic to send to a father if he asks you for a picture of the baby. That's the bottom line.
Well, did you discuss the issue of his girlfriend? Did you bring that up?
Yeah. If he didn't have a girlfriend, then
like what was like you got? I don't know. I wasn't paying attention because I'm messing with this. Did you explain what was the real issue of the situation, or why it was a problem with the pic?
Yeah, she felt like that the girl was sending a nude pic.
His girlfriend.
Yeah, his girlfriend.
Explain up like this girl.
I did.
Oh, you did? Yeah. Oh, I'm sorry. All right. So I'm sorry, y'all. I'm up here messing around with some things, trying to get this live right. So what I had gathered is the baby father had asked his baby's mother to send him a pic of the child, and she sent the pic with her breastfeeding, and his girlfriend got upset. Well, my wife had made some commentary in the post because the post is banging. She made some commentary saying, well, easy fix. If people were to get married, there wouldn't be no problem of a girlfriend or the baby's mother getting upset because the girlfriend is getting upset or whatnot. And what happened was somebody snapped on my wife. We were not going to say their name, or anything, but she snapped on my wife, taking it personal when she just giving a solution to they can avoid the problem. You want to explain that how they took it personal?
Yeah. So, okay, I'm sorry. Okay. So anyway, it went to the extent of everybody's not meant to be married, and some people's marriages don't work out, and that basically that's a holier than thou concept to say that babies are for husbands because that's how you keep yourself out of messy situations. And they basically said marriage does not solidify promises or anything. I'm not going to read the whole comment because it's a lot. I'm just going to go. Nothing is a mistake. Everything happens how it's supposed to. So let's just go from there. So first of all, right, nothing is a mistake, but we all have choices, and we choose our baby mama or our baby daddy, right? So if I'm choosing to put myself in the situation of being a baby mama, I was well aware of the situation I was putting myself in. So nobody told me to open my legs, have sex, get pregnant, right? That's on me. So my thing is, people always saying that deadbeat dad and stuff like that. My baby daddy's a deadbeat. And okay, so you didn't know that before you got a baby, right? We didn't know that before we got pregnant, that we was messing with a deadbeat. We waited until we got pregnant and had a baby and decided that now he's a deadbeat. But
after we don't want him anymore.
Right. After we don't want him anymore, or they're not doing what we want them to do, basically, too. So I just would say, in order to not put ourselves in those situations, have a husband and then give him a baby. Because honestly, most people who are married, and if they get divorced, it's usually a different situation with when you have a baby and decide that, this is not working out. Our marriage is not working out. Not just some person I was with, and we was having a good time, and maybe in a relationship, and we decided to have children and things like that. So basically, we put ourselves in these situations, and we start calling baby daddies deadbeats and no goods and this and that and whatever not. But we chose that.
And this is not, for any sisters that might, feel like we jumping on the sisters. It goes the same for the males. They also chose, you know, those that want to complain about my baby mama this and my baby mama that, she getting on my nerves and or whatever. On this side, you chose as well. You knew what you was dealing with, you know, after sex one, baby two, baby three, you knew what you was dealing with, but you chose to continue in that mess. So don't think we just, you know, jumping in on the sisters. It goes what she's gonna hold accountable as the sisters, I'm gonna hold the males accountable. And it that's how it is. We make choices in life and we living out our choices. But it's only a problem when the individual is not meeting our expectations anymore. You knew what you was dealing with.
Mm-hmm.
You was messing with that person. You was loving the mess. You was loving the thugism. You was loving the back talking, the attitude. You was digging that drama. But when things didn't go your way, now you want to say she ain't shit or he ain't shit. Excuse my language. But I try not to do this with my wife around, but it just slipped out. When I'm with the fellas, you know what I'm saying? We can go at it, but you know, we want to say the B's ain't S when the specific female is not up to par anymore. You got something else?
Vice versa. Same.
Yeah.
Women do the same thing. They choose to have a baby with somebody, and then they get upset and call them a deadbeat. The bottom line is we just have a choice. We pick and choose how we want to live our lives. The individual in this post was like, people can do what they want, and it's destiny that happens, and just different things like that. And for me, there's just no destiny. There's a choice. Our choices have consequences or specific actions that might happen after our consequences. So for me to say that something, I wasn't destined to be a single mom unless my husband died, and I'm still not a single mom. I'm a widow. So my actions led me to what consequences, whether it's a good consequence, how we see fit, or a bad consequence, or something that I would want a consequence in my life and be like, oh my God, this is horrible. So it's all about what we choose.
For those that's watching, y'all might have came late, but we had screen shared a Facebook post. You might want to rewind if you're on YouTube, rewind it to see the beginning so you know what we're talking about and catch up. But anybody that's been hanging around since the beginning, y'all, any thoughts to what we're talking about? Any questions, any statements? Go right ahead. When do you think it's okay to divorce? You want to take that one?
Okay. Okay. So this is
Aziza, if I said her name right, she asked, "Is it ever okay?"
this is my take on divorce. Okay. Yeah, sometimes it happens, and sometimes it's necessary. But most times that people divorce, a lot of times it's not necessary. It's because we typically don't want to. We typically don't want to put the time and commitment into something that we feel is too much work. Right? It's too much of a challenge. This is not easy. He's getting sleepy.
We got a sleepy head right now.
He usually sleep, but he decided not to sleep around this time today. So I would say, okay, if a man is beating you to a pulp trying to kill you, yeah, of course, right, of course. I would, of course, you should get a divorce. You know, if he's profusely having multiple partners and cheating and doing things that you just can't handle, then yeah, divorce. But there's always steps you can take to see if that's the route that's necessary. You know, you can do counseling, you can do therapy. It just depends on what it is. Okay.
Okay.
You take it over. You don't mind.
Right. Yeah, I mean, every marriage relationship is a case by case scenario. I know that the top leading situation divorce is usually finance, and when finance is in place and people really love the person, they typically tend to try to work out. If the infidelity ain't crazy, they tend to try to work it out. If there's any type of conflicts, argumentative, people tend to try to work it out when finance is in place. When finances is in place, people be like, they not tolerating anything. But if you love the person and both is not that dysfunctional, they're able to improve in their situation, then seek counseling first, seek therapy. But it takes two that want to improve. Other than that, it's a losing situation. So hold on. She said, what about financial irresponsibility? Okay. I think I touched on that before I read your comment. Okay. I mean, the point of the show is make love, not war. I know we touched on the baby mama situation with the screen share, but bottom line, how we bridge it into men and women have to start evaluating what they want. If what they want is each other, and you as an individual ain't ready to let go and willing to find that mate, we got to start figuring out something. We got to start evaluating self and looking in the mirror and seeing what we need to change and what we need to improve, so we can attract the right person in our life. Because a lot of times we bring in our life is the mirror. The birds of the feather flock together, as they say. With how you are on the inside is what you look for on the outside. So you're searching the areas, you're searching the gutters, and you're getting back gutters. But bickering with this gender war, and men complaining about women and women complaining about men. That ain't gonna do nothing. If you're looking for a mate, that's not gonna help. That's not gonna. I mean, if you're not looking for one, if you want to go to war, then go at it. But if you're looking to be married, you're looking for a relationship, you're looking to be mated, then we gotta put the guns down and start looking at self and seeing where we messing up on the inside, so we can look for what's conducive
Right. To the relationship.
to our lives and what we're looking for. You know, what you're looking for, you gotta be. Be what you're looking for.
And it's individual accountability. If I'm focused on fixing myself and making sure that I'm the right perfect mate for somebody, I'm not focused on what the other person is doing wrong. If I'm focused on myself. So that's how you create not having a war, a battle, because a relationship shouldn't be a battle. It shouldn't be no type of gender war between each other. And the only time we can get along is when we having sex, having fun or something. That shouldn't be the only time that we're getting along. It should be when we have to rear children together, when we're living in a home together, when we have any stress that may come our ways, any challenges, any struggles. Like we say, the good and the bad. We should be able to work through things no matter how they come our way if we actually love and care about each other. Because most people will go through everything for their children, but typically they don't do it for someone who they claim they cared about and loved enough to even have a child with. Whether they marry, whether they come to a mutual agreement that they're in a relationship long term and they choosing to be together to rear children. But most and foremost, we have to make sure that we're ready for being in a mated relationship, marriage. We have to make sure that we're ready. And if we're not ready, then we need to steer clear so that we don't mess up somebody else's life in the process of messing up our own until we're ready. Because
What's going on, Internet Land? It's the Fly Bow Tie Guy coming live to you. And I want to send a reminder to donate at Unified Legacy Builder. It will help inspire my wife and I to continue to do these uh, live shows with our free time, to give to you, to give value, to educate of what not to do and what to do from our experience, and to entertain you guys, to edutainment y'all. We want to continue to do these, so send some love so you can inspire my lovely wife to continue on. Enjoy the show.
what was I saying?
I distracted her, y'all.
Oh, so because when we get into a relationship and we decide that we're ready or not ready, and you bring other people into it, whether it's the person that you're being with, but when you decide to have children, you're bringing more people into it. So now you want these little people. They want these little people right here. They want them to deal with the chaos and the messiness. You see, he don't like it. No, see, no messy, no messiness. He don't like it. So we gotta learn how to like each other. We need to act like we like each other. Not that we don't like each other. We only like each other enough for sex. That's about it. I'm just saying.
Yep. We ain't warm. We in that bed.
That's the only time that we don't want to fight when we. But they, I'm not gonna say the word, but they ain't making love. They doing something else. But that's the only time is them lights go out, and them sheets. That's about it. After that, it's all she wrote.
They'll come with a problem.
Yeah. Now you got a little baby in the mix of it. Because that's what I see when I see the post. When I see the post of this man asking for a picture of his child, and the young lady sends a picture of a breastfeeding pic, and he's like, my lady friend ain't gonna like this. It's a nude pic. And they're like, is this messy? I'm like, oh my goodness. Okay. Of course we know it's messy. And now you brought a baby into a messy situation. So for me, it's a selfish act. It's selfish. You're only thinking about yourself. You're not thinking about when you bring a baby into it, what's going to happen if the two of you decide that we ain't hitting it off no more. This ain't working out.
Mm-hmm.
So, in a sense, it's a selfish act. But the reason why I say marriage, because generally, if we decide that we're going to get married, then I'm becoming unselfish, right? Because now I'm no longer thinking about myself. Even in a marriage, I have to think about my spouse. I have to think about somebody else other than myself. My needs, my wants, my desires, whatever. I'm here to also please and make sure that I'm bringing happiness into someone else's life and not chaos and mess, and vice versa. And then when you have children, you're doing the same thing. You are being selfless because you have to think about that person. And that's why marriage is important. It's not to say that we'll sit here and we'll say marriage is not for everybody. No, having children is not for everybody. So if you don't feel like you're ready for marriage, you're not ready for having children either. Because it's only fair to at least give children a chance to have a 2-parent home. So if you decide that you want to lay up with somebody and have a baby, then be an adult and get married. Raise that child. Because there's some men out here that I can say that, if they've gotten a woman pregnant, they'll be like, you know what, I got to step up and be a man. I got to be an adult, and I'm going to marry this woman because this is not just about me no more. Now I got a whole new life that I got to think about.
That's
so
right.
I'm no longer being selfish.
Yep. I mean, we all living out our choices, like I said earlier. I mean, when I was younger, I wanted a family. I wanted the typical. There's the father, there's the mother. They married. They have children. I used to watch Bill Cosby, and that's what I wanted. So that's what I sought for, and I made an oath to myself that I wasn't gonna be having no multiple baby mamas. My child was gonna be by the woman that I was gonna marry, and we had our first child. We have him early. I was 17. You was what, 15?
Yep, almost 16.
Yeah, almost 16. Yeah. And I would have waited to get married, when we was done with school and stuff like that, because I wanted to marry her when I first saw her. I wanted to try to have a baby if I wasn't gonna marry her. when I first saw her, and then it got solidified. And when I came over to her house, and her mom was like, "Take off your shoes," and she'd come over and clean my room. She'd cook for me, and cooking tastes just like my grandmother's cooking. I mean, it's just many things. She's beautiful, so it was just my five senses. My five senses was being stimulated. My eyesight, my taste, my hearing with that sweet, pretty voice she used to have. You know, touch, soft. Getting the other feeling. But what else? What's the other senses?
Smell.
Smell. Oh, I always smell good. She used to send me when I was off in the military. She used to send me shirts with her smell on it. So she stimulated my five senses, and I already planned to marry her anyway. But being smart on trying to get things established, I would have waited. But when we had the baby, I was ready to get married when I was 17. Right then and there, because
When I got pregnant, yes.
Right. So that's what we going back to that choice is I got her pregnant, and to make her an honest woman, and for my child to have his father in his life. We got married early at 19. So it's about manning up and taking care of your responsibility, not thinking of yourself and thinking about your legacy. So I just wanted to give an example of how you live out your choices. If when I met my wife, if she was something that I wasn't looking for in a marriage, and I continued to have sex with her and got her pregnant, I already knew what I was getting myself into. I'm giving a scenario.
Right.
If it was another situation, I already know what I was getting myself into. But I just kept choosing to stick around and have a baby, and probably another baby. So everybody's living out their choices, and they just upset of the outcome. And no one wants to take accountability for their choices in life, male and female.
Because we basically act like it's like you're trying to beat up the person, right? Because you're trying to, as a mother, and you're trying to teach your children to be responsible and to make good choices for their life, and you correct them when they're not doing something, that they shouldn't be doing. What do they look like saying, "Oh, you think you're holier than thou," or "You think you're better," or "This is what life's supposed to be like," when you're trying to help them not make, poor choices in life, because those choices have consequences, and they might not like the consequences. So we have to learn how to take correction, because if the correction is coming in a loving way, just telling you, what, ladies, in order to avoid being a baby mama and being in a messy situation, stop giving men babies that's not your husband's. Okay? Then we can eliminate all of that. Because you're not a baby mama if you get divorced. You're a divorced wife. You're a divorced woman. You're not a baby. You wasn't a baby mama. You're just divorced. Whatever reason it didn't work out. But if I consistently choose just to be somebody's baby mama and put myself in a situation that I don't want to deal with, and then try to blame the other person, then I'm not taking accountability for my own behavior. Because again, nobody can make me open my legs up and have sex, and more importantly, decide to get pregnant and have a baby. So we're not little children, and we're not oblivious to what happens when you have sex via, whether it's unprotected or whatever, when we have sex, period. Even if you're trying to protect yourself from getting pregnant, it still can happen. So I have to think about all of that before I make a decision and say, hey, you know what? I'm gonna have sex with this man, and if I get pregnant, I'm okay with that. If he decides that he doesn't want to be in the baby's life and be with somebody else, I'm okay with that. I have to consciously make that decision. And then it won't be no baby mama drama. And then we can make love and not war, because I can love the man I'm with because I chose him. I chose to have a baby with you. Even if we wasn't together, I still chose to have a baby with that man. So apparently I loved him enough to give him a baby and put my body and everything else through birthing a baby and the next rest of your life to take care of children. No. You don't know baby mama drama, ladies. You don't be a baby mama. But don't have sex and give me a baby, so it's not your husband's. Bottom line. Yeah, it happens. But we make mistakes. But opening my legs and having sex is not a mistake. It's just not. I was consciously knowing what I was doing. And I knew a consequence could be getting pregnant.
That goes for the fellas too. If you look, if you don't, he's sleep. If you don't want them problems, if you don't want them, what you call them, baby mama problems, baby mama drama. Look, go fish in the right pond and stop just sticking it in everything and busting everything. Because at the end of the day, it's your choosing your actions that's give you results in your life. Anything else?
I don't.
Well,
It's very simple.
that concludes our first show. Everybody, be patient with us with this internet. We got a boombox in the country here in France, and they don't have the best internet in the world. So we're trying to figure out how we can get around this and have some better streaming. I appreciate those that did show up. I know it's last minute notice, so we gonna get it right. It's our first live, and we're gonna have some crazy topics for y'all. We just getting started, getting comfortable, getting back in the flow with each other on video. And yeah, my wife be trying to hide. The camera is a woman's worst enemy. They don't like it. They don't like the camera.
Everything has to be just perfect.
Make sure you click that subscribe button and that notification bell.
I guess it went through. We got some comments. Hold on. Let's see. You still was with us. Very glad I watched. Thank you. I'll spread the word. Well, we appreciate we appreciate you. We appreciate you attending. Spread the word. Share the live, and if you have a heart to donate to Unified Legacy Builder, so we can have my wife motivated to do these for you guys. Because we out here, we giving our time and value. Right now we couldn't give that much because we didn't have that many people attending to where we can have questions and Q&A and give our best. So hopefully next time we have a lot more people attending and we can get the value that we desire to give and feed off you guys. Other than that, y'all have a good night. Oh yes. Make sure you check out our book, Position Your Man to Win. You go on Amazon. Link should be in the description the Facebook and the YouTube. Let's see, here's another photo of it. Position Young Man to Win. Make sure you get that book. We also got Black Wealth Matters merch. There's also a link in the description to Teespring. Make sure you support that so we get the message out to the youth of the choices they should be making. You know, we got a lot of victim-minded people out here, but we got to start changing and planting seeds for our youth to see better and make better choices so we can have a better economic situation going on. But that's it, guys. I appreciate it. Those that come late, you can always rewind the show and see what was discussed. And we are out. Peace.
Bye.
She's so beautiful.
Thank you.
It's a beautiful thing in the world. There's no one more beautiful than me.